Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Just want to give you some news on Cristiano Ronaldo. So recently, Cristiano Ronaldo gave an interview and he's fired a warning to his Manchester United teammates. So this is what some of the things he said. He said at 18 some older players spoke to me and I took that as having to improve because they knew more than me. This new generation don't accept criticism. If you don't want my help and my advice, do your job. Look at yourself, do your best to help the team. Ronaldo also said that Ralph Rangnick will do a good job and insists Manchester United must not finish below the top 3 in the Premier League. Now, Cristiano Ronaldo missed Manchester United's FA Cup third round tie with Aston Villa last Monday due to a minor muscular problem. But Ronaldo should be available for the game against Aston Villa in the league this Saturday. Ronaldo's recently been targeted by PSG. Revert back to the other week, Ronaldo held crisis talks with his agent Jorge Mendes about his future. And Ronaldo came out and said that he wants to leave Manchester United if the club's next manager isn't to his liking. Earlier on this season, Ronaldo came out and said that I'm not happy at Manchester United. But on the other side of things, Ronaldo's agent Jorge Mendes said that Ronaldo's very happy at Manchester United. Manchester United have relied on Ronaldo far too much this season. He has saved Manchester United quite a few times this season. Disregarding Ronaldo, we'd be in a worse position than we're in now. Man United are sitting, 7th in the Premier League at the moment. Manchester United re-signed Ronaldo last summer for 20 million with add-ons included. He wears the number 7 shirt and he's under contract with Man United until 2023. There's an option of a further year and he receives around £480,000 a week. He's the best player in the world overall. Ronaldo's won over 30 trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. Now, on my last video, I gave you the news on Ousmane Dembele. Ousmane Dembele is set for a summer move to the Premier League with no Barcelona agreement. Barcelona are giving up on Ousmane Dembele signing a new contract. Revert back towards the end of last year, it said Ousmane Dembele is set to leave Barcelona after he rejected a contract at Barcelona following a furious meeting with club bosses. Manchester United have been linked with him. Earlier on this season, there was talks about a possible swap deal involving Dembele and Martial, but I don't want Dembele at Manchester United because he's too injury prone. Manchester United have been heavily linked with Denis Zakaria from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Now, Bild said yesterday that Manchester United had made an offer to the agents of Zakaria. Manchester United are in talks to sign Zakaria. Fabrizio Romano recently provided us with an update. He said that Manchester United remain interested, but Manchester United have not yet made an official bid. Rangnick is a fan of the player. Borussia Mönchengladbach are willing to sell Denis Zakaria for just £5 million. He's out of contract at Borussia Mönchengladbach at the end of this season. He's been at Borussia Mönchengladbach for 5 years. They got him from Young Boys for around €10 million. He's 25 years of age and he's a defensive midfielder. And Rangnick made it clear that he wants a centre defensive midfielder at Manchester United. Ralph Rangnick, he's Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season. Then it did mention that Rangnick will continue in a consultancy role for a further 2 years. They recently said that the consultancy role is now in doubt for Rangnick. Rangnick has been Manchester United's interim manager for over a month now. He has lost 1 game so far. Reflecting on the poor performances under Rangnick, Rangnick is blameless, like I've mentioned on my recent videos. I think the players are to blame for the poor performances. The players are the biggest problem at Manchester United at the moment because they are not performing. The other week, there was reports coming out saying that Rangnick is already losing the dressing room at Manchester United, and it said 17 Man United players are unhappy. And it said Rangnick is already under pressure. But despite that, Rangnick got told that transfer funds are available this month. So reflecting on that, the Glazers will back Ralph Rangnick. I'm very, very sceptical that Manchester United will offer Rangnick the job on a permanent basis. Before Manchester United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. You've got to give Rangnick credit though, because he has made changes since he's come in. He brought Saz Chalens in as a sports psychologist, he brought Chris Armas in as an assistant coach, and he brought Ewan Sharp in as an assistant coach and analyst. I'm hoping Rangnick can win a trophy this season. Manchester United have not won a trophy since 2017. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. In the summer, Manchester United will appoint a permanent manager. There's a very good chance that Mauricio Pochettino will be Manchester United's next permanent manager. According to reports in France, they've said that Man United are in secret contact with Mauricio Pochettino. Despite Pochettino not being Ralph Rangnick's preferred choice to take over at Manchester United. The Manchester Evening News said not so long ago that Mauricio Pochettino's move to Man United is almost done. Pochettino wants Man United and Man United want Pochettino, and Pochettino will leave PSG by June at the latest. PSG have identified the replacement for Pochettino. PSG have agreed terms with Zidane. Pochettino, I think, has won a French Cup at PSG. Earlier on this season, he said, Man United were prepared to pay the 10 million compensation fee for Pochettino. Pochettino came out a few times and dismissed links to Man United. He came out and said that I'm happy at PSG, and he wouldn't let the Man United rumours distract him. Revert back to when Manchester United sacked Jose Mourinho. Man United should have got Pochettino, but the club decided to go with Solskjaer instead. He's proven in the Premier League as well, which is beneficial because before he managed Tottenham, he did well at Tottenham even though he didn't win anything with them. You know, he got Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final back in 2018, and at one point he almost won the league at Tottenham. Before Tottenham managed Southampton, he only enjoyed a short managerial tenure with them, but he still managed to guide Southampton to their highest ever finish in the Premier League era. So they're the clubs he's managed in the Premier League so far, and before he managed Espanyol. Erik ten Hag, you know, could become Manchester United's next permanent manager. There's a lot of Manchester United fans that would like to see him come in. You've got to admire the work he's done at Ajax. You know, he's won a couple of titles with them. Back in 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. And I like the way he develops young players. He's got a contract with Ajax until 2023. He's been Ajax manager for around 5 years. Before Ajax, he managed Utrecht. Before Utrecht, he managed Bayern Munich's reserves. And before then, he managed Go Ahead Eagles. The other week, it said Erik ten Hag was leading the race to become Manchester United's next manager. Manchester United are looking for the 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. You know, Manchester United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson. You know, he sacked David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, and Manchester United sacked Solskjaer last year. You know, Manchester United have got good players. We've also got some inconsistent players as well. So, you know, we've got Marcus Rashford. He's an inconsistent player now. Rashford has been very, very poor since he had that operation on his shoulder. Rashford missed the first 2 months of the season with that shoulder problem. Rashford needs to be dropped now. Ralph Rangnick admits he doesn't know why Marcus Rashford is struggling, because Rangnick did say that Marcus Rashford looked very good in training. Marcus Rashford prepares to open contract talks with Manchester United. Marcus Rashford has 18 months left on his current £200,000 a week deal. Rashford has made 286 appearances for Man United in all competitions. Reports from Spain said earlier on this season that Marcus Rashford could leave Man United, as Barcelona and PSG were said to be interested. Rashford has been part of the club for a long time. He's been a United player since the age of 7, and he broke into our senior squad back in 2016. We've got Edison Cavani. You know, he's a good player. Cavani will leave Manchester United at the end of the season, because prior to the game against Aston Villa in the Cup, Rangnick revealed that Edison Cavani wants to stay at Manchester United until the end of the season. You know, last Thursday Cavani had a meeting with Ralph Rangnick. Cavani's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Manchester United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. He had a couple of injuries earlier on this season. Barcelona have been linked to him. It said last year that Cavani agreed to join Barcelona on an 18-month contract. Juventus have been linked with him, and last year Cavani rejected a move to Boca Juniors. Manchester United have got Martial now. He's an inconsistent player. Martial doesn't really get in the team anywhere. Martial's recently been out with injury. There's a good chance Martial will leave the club this year. But he may possibly stay at Man United in this January transfer window because Sevilla have now cooled their interest. Romano said not so long ago that Sevilla can't pay Anthony Martial's full salary plus loan fee. Last year, Manchester United rejected a loan offer from Sevilla for Martial. Martial's made it clear that he's not interested in making a move to Newcastle. But Martial definitely wants to leave because Rangnick confirmed last year that Martial wants to leave because Martial held talks with Rangnick to discuss his future, and Martial's agent confirmed that he wants to leave this month. The best season Martial enjoyed was his debut season under Louis van Gaal. You know, Manchester United paid the initial fee of 36 million for Martial from Monaco back in 2015. Martial scored 79 goals in 268 games in all competitions, and he's been at Manchester United for 7 years and he's under contract with the club until 2024. We've also got Anthony Elanga now. Good player. You know, looks a good asset for the first team squad. You know, Elanga came on the other night in the game against Villa in the Cup and he made an impact. You know, he showed good pace, got into good positions and he got the crowd going again. Anthony Elanga has been part of the club for a long time. He risen up Man United's academy. He joined Man United's academy at the age of 12. Towards the end of last year, Elanga committed his future to the club because he signed a contract with Man United until June 2026. There's an option of a further year. I've been hearing that Elanga could be going out on loan to a championship club, but I think Rangnick wants to keep him. We've also got Amad Diallo. To be honest with you, I haven't had a great deal of a perception on him because he hasn't played that much in the first team. I thought Amad Diallo would have played a lot more in the first team than he has done. Let's put into the equation what Manchester United paid for him. Man United got Amad Diallo for 37 million with add-ons included. Man United paid 19 million up front. We got him from Atalanta. Amad Diallo is at the African Cup of Nations at the moment. I'm hearing that he's going out on loan. We've also got Juan Mata. Juan Mata doesn't really get in the team now, but he's had a good career at Manchester United. You know, Mata has made over 200 appearances in all competitions and he's scored over 50 goals, and he's been at Manchester United for 8 years. You know, Manchester United got Juan Mata from Chelsea back in 2014, got him for around 40 million, brought him in under the David Moyes era. Earlier on this season, Mata had illness. We've also got Mason Greenwood. He's a talented player. I think Greenwood's done pretty well, you know, since he recovered from COVID. You know, played on Monday night against Aston Villa in the Cup. Wasn't too bad, but he was too greedy at times, was Greenwood. He had quite a few shots in the game, but there were straightforward saves for Martinez. Revert back to 2019, Manchester United offered Mason Greenwood a life-changing amount of money for him to leave. And Greenwood was upset. earlier on this season that Ronaldo always starts. Greenwood made his senior debut for Man United back in 2019. He's been a United player since the age of 7, so being part of the club for a long time, and last season he signed a new 4-year contract with the club. You know, a lot of the time Greenwood plays on the right, but quite a few times he's played up top as well. You know, he has played alongside Ronaldo, and he has played alongside Cavani. Man United have got Jadon Sancho. Now, he hasn't been great so far. You know, he's done nowhere near as well as a lot of Manchester United fans expected of him, but he does take some players time to settle in. You know, we couldn't get the best out of Sancho under Solskjaer because, you know, revert back to when we had Solskjaer. Solskjaer was persistently playing him out of position, and there was quite a few games Sancho didn't even play in under Solskjaer. He's had his good games at Man United. I think the best games he's had so far since he signed for the club was the games against Chelsea and Villarreal away. You know, he scored in both of them games. He did well in the game against Crystal Palace in the first half last year as well. And he was good in the 3-1 win against Burnley, but unfortunately he was denied a goal. Sancho endured 4 good years at Borussia Dortmund before he signed for Man United. Man United got Sancho for 78 million with add-ons included. Man United paid around 73 million up front. You know, Sancho's got a contract with the club until June 2026. There's an option of a further year. And we've obviously got Ronaldo, best player in the world overall. We've got Jesse Lingard now. He's an inconsistent player. Lingard doesn't really get in the team anyway. There's a good chance that Lingard will be leaving Manchester United this year. Towards the end of last year, though, it said that Lingard will be staying at Man United this month to fight for his place under Rangnick. Being part of the club for a long time as Jesse Lingard, came up our academy and that, you know, Lingard's out of contract at Man United in the summer. We've also got Bruno Fernandes. He's a good player. He's one of the best players we've got, and he's one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson retired. But you know what? Fernandes has been very, very poor this season. And I'm shocked in that aspect because last season Bruno Fernandes was superb. Fernandes has been a Manchester United player for 2 years. We got him from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. Earlier on this season, Fernandes made it clear that he wants to stay at Man United, and when he first came to Manchester, he said, "I've come to Manchester to win trophies." He's under contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. Donnie Van Der Beek, now, he's a good player, but haven't had a great deal of a perception on him at Manchester United because he's not been given enough opportunities. You know, he didn't get enough opportunities under Solskjaer, and he's not been given enough opportunities under Rangnick, and I'm shocked in that aspect because I thought when we got Rangnick in, you know, Van Der Beek was going to get the opportunities, you know, he was demanding under Solskjaer. Van Der Beek didn't start against Villa in the Cup last Monday night, but he came on and he made an impact, so that just proves how much of a difference he can make. Van Der Beek will leave Man United in the summer because I have been hearing that he's not allowed to leave Manchester United in this January transfer window. Van Der Beek remains keen on leaving this month. The other week he held talks with Ralph Rangnick to discuss his future. Van Der Beek should have gone to Everton last summer, but he didn't. Van Der Beek, you know, he's only managed to score 2 goals for the club, and he's been at Man United now for nearly 2 years. You know, we got him for 40 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United until 2025. There's an option of a further year, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. We've also got Fred. Now, I'd say Fred is an inconsistent player overall, but Fred has had his good games this season. I thought Fred was very good in the game against Norwich last year at Carrow Road. He was the best outfield player. He played very well in the game against Crystal Palace last year. He scored a stunning goal late on in that one. He also did well in the 3-2 win against Arsenal, got an assist and won a penalty in that game. And he did well in the 1-1 draw at Stamford Bridge last year. If you do remember rightly, he squandered a chance in that one. But apart from that, Fred's been poor. I don't think Fred was too good on Monday night against Villa in the Cup. He did put a lovely cross into Van McTominay for the goal, but apart from that, didn't really do much. His distribution, his passing just wasn't there. Man United got Fred from Shakhtar Donetsk a few years ago for around 50 million. We've also got Scott McTominay. He's an average player, he's good when he wants to be. McTominay, to his credit, he's done well in the last few games. McTominay was man of the match against Villa last Monday night in the Cup. He scored a very good headed goal. McTominay can't play this weekend against Aston Villa in the league as he's suspended. I hope that we don't give McTominay the captaincy. McTominay's been part of the club for a long time, hasn't he? Came up our academy and that revert back to 2020. He signed a 5-year contract to Man United, so reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. Man United have also got Matic. I've always had my reservations about Matic because he's always been a static midfielder, plus he's ageing up and that. But he's had his good games at Man United as Matic, to be fair. There's a good chance he'll leave Man United this year. Manchester United got Matic from Chelsea back in 2017 for 40 million. Matic has been at Manchester United for 5 years now. I think he's out of contract in the summer. We've also got Paul Pogba. He's a good player, is Paul Pogba. He's not only a good player, he's an imperative player as well. If Pogba leaves Man United this year, he'll leave in the summer. He won't leave this month. Prior to the game against Aston Villa in the Cup, Rangnick provided us with an update on Paul Pogba. He said Pogba's going to be out for at least another 4 weeks. Pogba's got a hip injury. The other week, Paul Pogba denied being offered a new Manchester United contract because the Sun came out and said that Manchester United offered Paul Pogba a new £500,000 a week contract that would have made Pogba the highest paid player in Premier League history. Pogba's out of contract at Man United in the summer. I've been hearing that PSG are interested in him. He's had a long-running transfer saga. PSG haven't only been in for him. Real Madrid have been in for him before. His former club Juventus have been in for him. He enjoyed 4 good years with Juventus before he re-signed for Man United. Barcelona have been in for him before, and so too have Inter Milan. Luke Shaw, he has been inconsistent in a lot of games this season, and I'm shocked in that aspect because revert back to last season, Luke Shaw was very good. Luke Shaw is a good left back overall. Luke Shaw's obviously played the last few games. Shaw, I thought, played quite well against Aston Villa in the Cup last Monday. Luke Shaw had a couple of injuries earlier on this season. Shaw's been at Manchester United for around 8 years, so he has been a long-serving player. By the way, Shaw can't play on Saturday against Villa in the league as he's suspended. We've got Alex Telles, that's a good left back. He actually appeared to be our first choice left back under Rangnick. Telles has had some good games this season, especially under Rangnick. You know, the reason Manchester United brought Telles in was to provide competition for Luke Shaw. Earlier on this season, don't forget Telles had an injury. Do you think Telles could leave the club this year? I hope he doesn't. We got Telles from Porto back in 2020 for 15.4 million with add-ons included. We've also got Diego Dalot. That's had good games this season. Diego Dalot has appeared to be our first choice right back under Rangnick. Dalot obviously played last Monday against Aston Villa in the Cup. He didn't do too bad, to be honest with you. He did pick up an injury, was it in the first half? I think it was an ankle injury. But the good news is he's expected to be available for the game against Villa in the league on Saturday. Dalot got a yellow card against Villa in the Cup on Monday. I think Dalot could leave this year, by the way. Last season, Dalot had a loan spell with AC Milan, so reflecting on that, he gained some experience, and Man United got Dalot from Porto for £19 million. We brought him in under the Jose Mourinho era. Aaron Wan-Bissaka now, I think he's been inconsistent in a lot of games this season, but he can be a good right back when he wants to be. Defensively, he's pretty good, Bissaka. It's just the attacking side of his game that lets him down. You know, Bissaka needs to get forward more when he plays. His positioning's got to improve. His crossing's got to improve as well. You know, this season is Bissaka's third full season at Man United. We got Bissaka for 50 million from Crystal Palace back in the summer of 2019. Earlier on this season, Bissaka got banned from driving for 6 months and he got fined £31,500. You know, we've got quite a few centre-halves in the team as well. Obviously, we've got Eric Bailly. You know, he's a good centre-half. But he doesn't get in the team much. You know, Bailly lost his place in the team a while ago. Obviously, with Man United signing Varan last summer. And obviously, Lindelof's been preferred to Bailly. And Bailly's injury-prone, which is a concern. The last game he played for Man United was the 3-1 win against Burnley. But he went off injured in that game and he had to be replaced by Varan. Bailly's at the African Cup of Nations at the moment. Bailly's leaving Man United. Damasio said that Bailly has agreed to join AC Milan. AC Milan want him on loan. Bailly said that he's extremely interested in making a move to Italy. Revert back to April last year, Bailly signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. We've also got Rafael Varan. That's a good centre-half as well. Most of the time when he plays, he seems to make the difference. He played against Villa last Monday in the Cup and he played well in that one, but to be honest with you, that was his first good game since he recovered from that hamstring injury. You know, we've also got Jones as well. You know, doesn't get in the team much. You know, we've got Maguire, that's inconsistent. You know, we've got Lindelof, that's inconsistent. We've got a very good goalkeeper in De Gea as well. And, you know, Dean Henderson is also a good goalkeeper, but doesn't get in there much. Because last summer, De Gea reclaimed that #1 spot back. And we've also got Tom Heaton as well. He's our third choice goalkeeper, so there you go. I was supposed to do my predicted 11 on this video, but I wanted to give you the news on Ronaldo. But definitely on my next video, I'll be giving you my predicted 11 for the game. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.